Funnels are the new way of getting customers online. As an entrepreneur, your job is to get customers. How do you get more customers? We have to have a funnel that filters out who are the right people, who are the wrong people. My name is Shakir Hussain. I'm the founder of funnels.com, and we help entrepreneurs start and then grow their business using automated funnels. Over the past 15 years, we've built over 1,300 funnels, over 25,000 clients and students from all over the world. These are some awards that I've won from ClickFunnels. You know, these big ones over here represent $10 million each. The smaller ones represent $1 million each. You know, I struggled a lot when I first got started. And then as I started making more money, I started teaching other people. And so today's presentation, what I wanted to share with you guys is the power of marketing funnels and the importance of having a marketing funnel that basically works for you 24/7. I'm talking about how do you have a funnel that gets you new traffic, new leads, new customers each and every single day. I'm going to go over a handful of things when it comes to funnels. I'm going to share with you guys some of my favorite funnels. And when I'm sharing this stuff with you, I want you to know that these are my specific results. That does not mean that you're guaranteed to get these results. We're all adults here. I'm guessing you are as well. So you have to just think of it as you have to take full responsibility. I'm sharing with you what's working for me and a handful of my clients right now. Is that fair to say? Okay, how this works is I'm going to start off with what we call, I'm going to give you guys, this is how I teach, okay? I'm going to give you an overview of what a funnel looks like. And then I'm going to give you a breakdown of one of my funnels right now that's absolutely crushing it. This funnel gets me anywhere from 6x to sometimes 8x, sometimes more, sometimes less. So that means when I mention these terms, by the way, okay, when I mention these terms, it basically means that 6x basically means 6 times ROAS, okay? So 6x ROAS means return on ad spend. So that means if I spend $1, I'm trying to make $6 back. If I spend $10,000, I'm trying to make $60,000 back in a period of 30 days, okay? And if you are someone who is in a state where you're brand new, then this will, the stuff I'm sharing with you, you can use it, but don't expect, I spent $1,000, I need to make 10 grand back, just because you have to build up to it. Does that make sense? What I can tell you is, as an investor as well, for over 15 years, that's invested in a gazillion different things, nothing is more profitable and more cash flow positive than having a funnel that prints money. That's it. Okay. I have tried everything from crypto, stocks, startups, angel investments, everything under the sun. Nothing is more, for me anyway, fulfilling, easy, fun than saying, hey, this month I need to spend $20,000 to make back $200,000. Okay. When you're starting off, your goal should be this. If I spend 10 grand on ads or 10 grand on my personal brand, 10 grand on funnels, can I get a 2x? Okay. Just focus small. If you start small and you're like, okay, this month, let me spend $10,000. Can I make back $15,000 or $20,000? I can assure you, you're going to go way ahead than someone that says, oh my gosh, I'm spending 10 grand. I need to make $1 million overnight. So you wouldn't believe how many people feel that way. Okay. So, all right. So we're going to go through one of them right now, which is going to be what I call the high ticket offers roadmap. Okay. So I'm going to share this with you. I'm going to break it down, and then I'm going to give you actionable things that you can do today for yourself. Okay. So this is what I call the high ticket offers roadmap. So in the beginning, you're starting off, you got to identify exactly what are you trying to sell, and who's going to be your ideal customer. Okay. Those two things will determine what are you trying to sell and who is your ideal customer. So for me, in my business, an example would be I sell marketing funnels and ad services as an agency for entrepreneurs that want to get to 6 figures or 7 figures. Okay, that's basically my core offer. Now I have some other advanced offers for people that want to make their first $5 million or $10 million and beyond, but that's a very few. I'm going to presume that most of you are trying to make your first 6 figures or your first 7 figures online. And because of that, I'm going to share this roadmap with you. I'm going to give you an overview so that you guys can see from a higher level perspective. When it comes to offers, there's 4 types. How many types? 4. So first and foremost, get very clear on what are you trying to offer. Okay, so are you going to be someone that does group coaching or one-on-one coaching? Are you going to be someone who does service for money, consulting offers, consulting retainers, group coaching? You're going to be someone who does software, make once, sell forever to create recurring income. You're going to be someone that does live events, membership sites, certification programs, digital courses. And you're going to be someone, and then as you grow and as you get better and better, then you can do results for money, where you're consulting for equity, consulting for revenue share, joint venture stuff, done for you services, mastermind groups. Now, in my specific business, I have done all of these. And even now, I do a mixture of multiple, but what I would recommend you do for if you want to make your first 6 figures online, just focus on one. You can take a screenshot of this. I just send it to you guys so that you can print it out and then ask yourself, hey, you know what? How can I just focus on this one concept? And what is that one concept? That one concept is, what is the fastest path to helping my clients get a result? If you can answer this question, this is your customer, you're going to help them get a result. What's the fastest way? Is it through software? Is it through events? Is it through certification programs? Is it through group coaching programs? Is it through consulting retainers? So one of my clients right now, he does in-person events, and he'll stick, 10, 20 people in a room. He'll present his program, he'll give value. People will look at it and they say, oh, I know I can trust this. Boom, I want to buy. Does that make sense? So that's number one. Number two is you have to identify for your own self, what's the fastest way that you can help your clients get a specific result. And then we're going to basically package up that specific product and service into an offer. So first and foremost, you identify, do you want to do group coaching? Do you want to do one-on-one coaching? Do you want to sell consulting retainers, group coaching? You go through this entire timeline, and then you ask yourself this question of, who is my ideal customer? Okay, my ideal customer profile. The amount of people that I meet and they still have never ever done this exercise blows my mind. So I want you guys to do this. And essentially, one of the fastest ways you can do this is, I'm just going to pick on one person here. Raise your hand if you want me to pick on you and then help you do this right now in front of you. Who would like to be a case study? Okay, Tatiana goes first. Okay, so here we've identified this is one of the core offers that we're going to choose. Okay, and there's a gazillion different things you can sell. The biggest mistake people make is when they try to do too many things. Try to just do one thing at a time. So in this case, I'm just going to say Tatiana. If we can unmute Tatiana, we'll go over this, Tatiana. And then high ticket offers blueprint. Who's your ideal customer? My ideal customer. And I'm going to actually show you guys how to use, someone said, how do you use AI to do this? I'm going to show this to you guys so that you guys can run with it. So client Tatiana, how do you spell your name? Tatiana Gorman. Okay, so I'm going to pull up this document. Hey Tatiana, how's it going?
Amazing. Good to be here.
All right, exciting. All right, exciting to be here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plug this into ChatGPT. Okay, and then I'm going to ask you the questions, and then you're going to answer back. Is that cool?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So let's go through this now. Hey, this is a conversation between me and Tatiana Gorman. I want to help her craft a high ticket offer, and I'm going to ask her a couple of questions. She's going to respond. And Tatiana, if you can respond and just speak a little bit louder from your side, and we're going to go to help you. So Tatiana Gorman, who is your ideal customer that you can solve a problem or a challenge for?
I Well, the way I worded it was I help mature women invest in Bitcoin and alternative assets confidently without getting scammed.
Okay, I like that. So the ideal customer is to help mature women learn about the power of Bitcoin investing without being scammed. Okay, that's great. And why is this important? I'm just going to add some stuff in here. Why is this important? Because there's so many people that get scammed with the lure of cryptocurrency. My own mother-in-law, she is now 68 years old. She showed me her Coinbase account, which she had been buying Bitcoins for $1,000 each. And she bought 13 of them for $13,000. And someone from Nigeria basically scammed it. And today that would be worth around $1.3 million. So I know that this is an industry that's big opportunity and it's got high profit margins for people like yourself, Tatiana, that can educate the prospect. Because right now, if you charged her $5,000 or $10,000 to advise her, she would be someone that would be very open for it. Does that make sense? Okay. Second question to Tatiana is, my ideal customer has a strong feeling about, fill in the blanks.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that? I can't
So
see the
this,
screen very well.
oh, can you see the
Oh,
screen?
fear. It's all about fear of investing because they're afraid they'll get scammed.
Okay, perfect. And how old would your ideal customer be?
Well, I've typically been helping people at like in their 40s or
Okay.
older.
Okay, perfect. I like it. And when they are online, where do they hang out?
Probably Instagram, Facebook, some are on LinkedIn. Those are the ones I think of.
Okay. So the reason why you want to find out where are they hanging out, guys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, is because if you have a product or service, for example, Tatiana does Bitcoin consulting, and then she's spending all of her time on Snapchat and thinking, where are the people? But someone that's 40 plus is probably not on Snapchat, right? So you got to get very clear on what you're offering and where are those people hanging out right now. Okay. And your goal is to be a value driver. How do you go into those circumstances, into those arenas, into those areas, and provide as much value as possible? So when they are online, they are usually hanging out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. And what's their biggest aspiration with regards to Bitcoin consulting?
Feeling educated and confident to invest.
Okay, cool. And what's their biggest pain point with Bitcoin consulting?
They don't know who to listen to. They're getting, a lot of noise from every different direction and don't know where the truth lies and what to trust or
Okay.
who to trust.
Okay, cool. And then when they refer to their pains, what kind of words do they use?
Fear, complete lack of understanding, like truly they want to be a part of this new asset class and are very confused by it, simply don't understand it.
Okay, cool. So guys, the reason why we want to get very clear on what are the pain points, what language do they use, is because that's the language that we're going to use to attract them. Does that make sense? When they refer to their pains, they use words like they're confused, they're frustrated, they're overwhelmed, they're scared, but they're also excited and they're opportunistic about the power of Bitcoins, right? So they're looking forward to learning about it, but they have pains and frustration. Okay, next one. The part of my offer that enables their aspirations is. So in this case, what I would do, Tatiana, is I would say something like what they would get is personal time with you, right? And if they have the ability, I'm just like painting my mother-in-law who's 67, 68 years old. And if she wanted to speak to someone like you, where would she be? How would she react? How would she behave? How much would she pay? She'd pay anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 for consulting. If you added in live events or like a meetup or like a 1 day in-person meetup, I'm pretty sure she'd be happy to pay an extra 5 or 10K. If you said, oh yeah, but you're gonna get 12 months of support, which when you break it down, it's $3,000 a month, $36,000 a year. But if you pay in full, it's 25K a year. I'm pretty sure someone like her should be like, sign me up. Okay. So, and that's your ideal target market. That's what I would say is people that are, 50 plus, 50 to 70 years young. They already have some money, like they have X amount of liquid cash in the bank, or they have access to, their husband's money or whatever, like, or their wife's money or something along those lines. You need to get very clear on this, okay? You need to get very clear on your ideal prospect, the pains and frustrations that they have. And sometimes you might think, oh, I already know this. I'll give you a quick little hack that's going to change the game if you do this. Find out 3 to 5 people in your circle right now and just send them a message and say, hey, I think you'd be a perfect fit for my product and service. I'm not going to sell you anything, but I'd just love to know. I just would like to have a 5 to 15-minute conversation with you where I can ask you a few questions. Now, what you're doing is you're getting really good insights. So if I was interviewing my mother-in-law, I'd say, hey, listen, you know about Bitcoin? Yes. You've heard about other people talking about Bitcoin? Yes. You know the power of Bitcoin if you hold on for the next 5, 10, 20 years? Yes. Okay, so why have you not invested? Okay, because she's got scammed in the past. And so she got fearful and, she didn't want to embarrass herself again. Okay, cool. Now, if I was to show you, and these are the words, if I was to show you a way where you can learn, get private access to me, and also help you build a Bitcoin portfolio, and I'll also help you manage that portfolio, how much do you think that would be worth to you? Oh my gosh, like, I don't know, it could be worth millions to me. Well, it could be worth, I could put 100 grand. I'm sharing this with you guys because I just asked her like 2 days ago, well, what do you do with the money that you have? And she says she's got 8,000. I'm sure she won't mind me sharing this, but she said she gets $8,000 a month from her husband. And then she puts 1K a month for my baby, which is like 6 months old. She goes, I put 1K a month in crypto for your baby and 1K a month for the other baby, which is a son's son. And the rest, I just spend it on stuff. Okay. So whatever she spends, she buys lots of MLM products. In America, it's huge. I'm in America right now, and it's a huge culture of network marketing and MLM. Anyway, that's her thing. But when I'm looking at her, Tatiana, and what you just said about Bitcoin consulting, she would be your ideal prospect. Okay, someone who's already got some money coming in, they have some savings, they have some investments, and now she's just on a path to just find whatever thing is hot and she'll just buy. Okay, so it's also the reason why I'm sharing this with you is a lot of the reason why you're struggling to make the kind of money that you want is you're talking to the wrong people. Okay. And sometimes you might not even know this, but you're attracting all the wrong people. Does that make sense? Okay, just type into the chat box if it's making sense. And I'll give you a classic example. This is, why people pay me a crazy amount of money, $20,000 all the way up to $120,000, even 200K for my private time and coaching, is because I can tell the difference in marketing angles versus the ones that work versus the ones that doesn't work. I'll give you an example. Just before this call, I was running late because I was on a team call and my team was there, and they were asking me, 2 of them, now they're video guys, they're marketers, but they don't have my experience and expertise. And they were asking me, why do I want to make this sort of video? And the video was talking about the challenges people have when they make more than $10,000 a month. They're thinking, why don't you say stuff like how to quit your job and how to make 5, 10 grand a month? And I said, if I teach people how to go from 0 to 5K, 10K per month, it's usually people that have no money. If I show off watches, cars, lifestyle, it's for the average young person or older person. They don't have much money and they feel like, oh my gosh, if I made 10 grand a month, they'd be rich. It's usually not the case. But if I turn around, for example, I'm speaking to someone like, say, Tatiana, who's a 7-figure entrepreneur or an 8-figure entrepreneur. If I said something like, hey, I was stuck at making $50,000 a month for 6 months. And then 3 things unlocked the next level of scale. Would that get your attention?
Mhm.
Versus if I said, hey guys, if you're struggling and you're broke and you're in debt and you want to make $5,000 a month, you immediately, you just won't even pay attention. Does that make sense? So some of you, your hook, your opening, your stories that you're sharing, and by the way, I've made these mistakes more than most people, and this is why I'm revamping all of my marketing stuff. And I'm leading with, okay, what are the challenges and the pains my ideal customers, someone that's making 6 figures, a 7-figure entrepreneur, because when I'm trying to sell something in my businesses, the front end program is 20K or 5K times 5 payments. It's still a chunk. Even if someone has money to charge them, $20,000, $100,000, $50,000 for funnels for marketing, this is not something that I want to sell to newbies. Does that make sense? Right. If I say the wrong thing, then my entire business gets flooded with the wrong types of prospects. So who you attract comes directly to the copy that you're using. Okay. If you tell someone, if you say to me, hey, here's how to lose 10 pounds of fat, that would get me, oh, okay, because I've lost like 25 pounds recently, which I feel great. Now I want to lose another 10, 15 pounds. But if you turn around and you're like, hey, man, I'm going to show you how to get jacked 6-pack, you've already lost me. Because that's you might look at me and say, oh, yeah, but, everyone wants, and this is a big mistake people make. They think, oh, yeah, I've got a 6-pack, so every guy will want a 6-pack. Even if every guy wants a 6-pack, they're not willing to do the work to get a 6-pack. Does that make sense? And so you have to ask yourself, okay, what do my customers want? What do they need? And you have to balance your marketing so that you're attracting the right person. And then this is the key, okay? This is the key that makes a lot of these things work, is you have to educate them in the right manner. And that's through YouTube videos, through Reels, through Facebook. Okay, so next one is, let's go through the part of my offer. Okay, the part of my offer that eases their fears is they won't get scammed. Okay, so I would say something along those lines. Okay, so now we've got this. We're going to plug this in. So see how I'm leveraging ChatGPT. I'm putting in this document, which I'm giving you guys access to this document, okay, on how to create your own high-ticket offers. And then I'm going to now go through. Remember what I talked about. Sometimes people get it right and sometimes people get it wrong. The way to get it right is to use my proven formula that I'm outlining here, okay? The way to get it wrong is if you are like, oh yeah, but I feel this, or I've tried this and it hasn't worked. Everything has to, this is where you are going to go from 0 to 6 figures, 6 figures to 7 figures and beyond, when you start focusing on data. What does the data say? What do my views say? Like, for example, my video guys just sent me a message today. They published like a handful of videos, 4 of them or 5 of them got like 2,000 views. Okay, now that's fine. It's great. But then from those views, I didn't get any booked calls. I didn't get any sales. So now I'm asking myself, hey, you guys did the videos. I paid a couple of grand, probably about 3-4 grand to get these reels done. It cost me maybe $7,000 all in all. I've got videos done, yes, right? The videos are published, yes. The videos got views, yes. Okay, where are the calls booked and where are the sales? Oh yeah, you know what happened? The new video guy that we got, he didn't put in the tracking link. So instead of him sending the people to my funnel on funnels.com, where they can come in, they can book a phone call, he sent them to just my Instagram. Okay, which is not the end of the world, but now I know this. Now I know this, I'm making changes. So this is another thing as well. As soon as you learn something, how fast can you make the changes? So we go back, and Tatiana, this is going to be the next one, yeah? Let's go through this one real quick. And this is going to be the conversations, yeah? So I'm just going to hit record on ChatGPT again. my initial conversion kills my prospects. Okay. Like my initial conversion offer kills my prospects and objections, enables them their aspirations by the 3 key data points that differentiate my qualified leads from disqualified leads. My one-time offer is, and is contextual to my initial offer because my number of leads per week. So you can fill this out if you have a business. Tatiana's new, she's just starting a funnel. So I'm going to give you guys, by the way, if you guys want this document, you guys can just send me a message on Instagram and I'll just send me a message. You just type in Ty document or something, Ty Lopez document. Yeah, just type in document, DOC, and I'll know that you're coming from here. And then I'll just send you over these documents. Okay. So once we have this, Tatiana, now it's going to come up with, okay, so remember, we filled out the form. Okay, we filled out these 2 forms. Now it's going to spit out the high ticket conversion blueprint. Okay, step 3. So this is going to be the initial offer. So it would be Tatiana, Bitcoin Confidence Accelerator. Okay. My initial conversion offer kills my prospects. And now let me just fill this out. Now, based on all the above, craft me a detailed answer that's at least 500 words, 200 to 500 words each for each of the questions from the 2 documents and the transcription of my conversation between finalize a full integrated product system, which includes 3 offers, ideally 5K, 15K, and 25K. So why do we have 3 offers? Is because, like, how many of you want to make at least 7 figures? You want to make $1 million, okay? Make $1 million, no shame in admitting it. If you have any guilt or any of those self-sabotaging emotions or feelings, just you got to put that aside and just tell yourself, hey, I'm going to make $1 million. What's the fastest way? The fastest way, people think, oh, I need to go out and produce content. The fastest way that's going to give you the confidence to do that is if you have what we call an economic machine, okay? A machine where you know your numbers. So for example, in my business, we have programs that range from $10,000, $20,000 all the way up to 120K, all the way up to 150K, 200K. Now, if I wanted to make, $1 million a year, am I going to focus on selling a $100 product, or am I going to focus on 100 customers at $10,000 each? And that's what you have to do. Does that make sense, Tatiana? Dwayne, is this making sense to you? Okay, you have to think to yourself, because then it changes, the questions changes. And I'll give you, explain to you what I mean by this. If you now say, okay, I'm going to make $1 million in the next 12 months, that's $84,000 a month. That's $2,700 per day. Okay, to make $3,000 a day, do you want to sell 100 people a $30 product, or do you want to sell 1 customer at $3,000? 1 customer at $3,000 is much easier. Now we put the price up to $10,000 each. Now we ask ourselves, how many customers do we need? 100 customers. Okay, right now you are 100 customers away from making $1 million. So anytime you ask yourself, man, how do I make $1 million? Why am I here and not $1 million cash in the bank right now? The missing gap is 100 customers at 10 grand each. Then you ask yourself, who are these 100 people? Okay, are they just random Joe Schmoes? Are they 20-year-old, 15-year-old kids on TikTok? Or are they 45 years old CEO of a company that's burnt out, that's looking for an alternative way to achieve XYZ? Do you see where I'm going with this? Then you're going to start making your content relevant to them. Then you're going to start communicating in a way where you're attracting that person. If you're attracting wrong people, okay, by the way, I made these mistakes 15 years ago. I would talk to my prospects and I would say the wrong thing. And then I'd complain, why are like all the leads shit quality or bad quality? Why do these people have no money? Why are they coming in? It's because you say the wrong thing, you attract the wrong person. Does that make sense? The language of the internet is 2 things. Either you're speaking like how I'm speaking right now, or you're typing. Okay. And we call it copywriting. So number one skill I tell every single person to learn and master over the next, whatever years as for the rest of your life is the art of copywriting. Okay. You have to learn basics of copy. If, that's a whole different topic, but just go to YouTube and just spend like 3-4 hours learning about copy and copywriting. Okay. It's the number one skill that differentiates every single person I know. Okay. Like, how many of you have watched the Tai Lopez Here in My Garage video? Okay. By the way, what was that video? It was a masterclass in copywriting. Does that make sense? It's because every single word that he said, every single sentence that was said was constructed for maximum influence, persuasion, to position himself as an authority, to position himself as a likable person, to build trust. So next time you think to yourself, oh, I'm just going to get on and I'm just going to grab my camera and I'm just going to talk. No one's paying attention and paying you money if you're just going to talk. Does that make sense? You can do that afterwards, like once you have a following. But in the beginning, even for me, like right now, I'm scripting all of my videos out. It's probably going to take me a week. With ChatGPT, I can get it done faster, but I have to always tweak stuff. So I'm going to go over this for Tatiana now. Now, based on all the above, craft me a detailed answer that's at least 200 to 500 words. I want to finalize an integrated product system. 3 offers, $5,000, $15,000, $25,000. We want to have 3 products. Why? Because when you have 3 products and you have one in the middle, there's always something that's going to be more expensive. Okay, I'll give you an example. Let's just say this is a $1 pen. Okay, the other day I went into one of these bookshops in America. I forget the name. It's a huge brand, and I saw these pens, and it said Japanese pens. Okay, so this one, let's just say, cost a $1. This one cost just under $5. But then I have this pen. This is a Montblanc pen, and this one is around $500. They pretty much do similar things, except this is branded as a Japanese writing pen. This is a normal pen. And then this, they don't even call Montblanc pens. They call it a writing instrument, and they charge $500 for this. That's 100 times more than this. So the reason why I'm sharing this is, in your business, you want to have a gold program, like a diamond program. In my business, I have 2 diamond programs. One is 120K, and then the other one is $200,000. So these are my diamond programs. These are my Montblanc pens. Why? Because every single month, every single year, for the last 10 plus years, there's somebody that comes in and they're not interested in my $10,000 or my $15,000 program. They want it all. They want every single thing. They want time with me, time with my team. They want to fly out to meet me. They want to meet me in person. They want to fly to London, to Dubai. They want me to come to them. They want every single thing under the sun. That's why we offer them the Montblanc, the premium cream of the crop. Does that make sense? And it's funny because I was in America. I went to that shop, Whole Foods. Okay. And where I'm staying right now, in a place called Wisconsin, there's these huge shops. There's the Costco, there's Mayors or something. It's like a huge super Myers. It's called Myers. And then there's Costco. Then there's Whole Foods. And I saw the price of Whole Foods when I buy groceries from there. It's almost like 3 times the price. Okay. And I'm not gonna say if it's like the best quality or whatever. That's not the point. But the way that they position it, package it, promote it, they can charge a premium, right? The same thing, I'm pretty sure I can get similar products inside of Costco for like 1/3 of the price. So just keep this stuff in mind as you're crafting your offers. Now, I'm going to put this on here. I'm going to finalize a full integrated product system and a roadmap to making 7 figures in the next 12 months. Okay. And whilst ChatGPT is working in the background for us, I'm going to go back to this, and I'm not going to go through all the different types of funnels. There's quite a few, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you the number 1 funnel, which I call the call funnel. Okay. So the call funnel looks something along the lines of this. Okay. So this is basically the opt-in page. And you guys can go check this out if you go to funnels.com. But I'm going to basically break this down for you guys. And on this, what will happen is you can go to this site and you can book a phone call. Okay. And what happens is when you book a phone call, before the phone call, you can go and find out exactly what the entire system is. So this is the breakdown, and this is page 1. Okay. So I'm going to walk you guys through all the different pages, but I'm going to share with you the first page. This is what we call the landing page. And this is the breakdown of the landing page. Can everyone see this? Just type into the chat box if you guys can see this. Okay. So like I said, you guys can see a real life walkthrough of this on my site. It's all over the place, like on funnels.com. Tatiana, if you can just put in like my website, you can see. But then here's the thing as well, guys. This is what we call the homepage, okay, funnels.com. On the second page, okay, which is going to be on here, this is where we take them to an opt-in page. Now we have 2 different opt-in pages. And the reason why we have this is because we are split testing which one works. So right now we have this version, and then we have this version, which is a long version. Can you see this? This is a long version versus the one that we have, which is this one. Oh, sorry, this one, which is a shorter version. And the elements of a high converting headline, landing page, logo, some help, some, contact email address, phone number, whatever. And then who am I speaking to? I'm speaking to coaches that are stuck making 5K to 30K per month. Okay. And then I'll say, hey, get the 4-step system that turns strangers into customers. Now they come over here, they opt in. Once they opt in, I send them to a VSL. The VSL is this, guys. Okay. So this is the VSL. The VSL stands for video sales letter. Your goal as an entrepreneur, as a marketer, is to create these VSLs that will convert your ideal prospects into sales. Okay. Keep this in mind, because every single time you want to make more money, just ask yourself, what is the VSL that I can use? What's the video sales letter that I can produce? Okay. So if we go over here, and then I'm going over this. This is the landing page. I'm saying, hey, here's the 4-step funnel system that turns strangers into high-paying clients without ads. XYZ, scroll down. And then what I do is we'll come over here into this page, which is this. Okay. Now, most of the people that come to me, they're making some money, maybe they're making 3K, 5K, 10K per month. They're usually making under $30,000 a month in their job, in their business. And now they want to basically scale up to 50K a month and beyond. Okay. And so scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. What do you see here? I have a summary of what they're going to get on the call. Why? Guys, how many of you have seen people's attention span is really, really bad? Yes. And so guess what happens? If it's really, really bad, okay, we need to also speak to them in a way that they're going to just scroll through so they can read. So this is why we have a summary box here. Scroll down, I put some testimonials. These are some people that I've helped make 6 figures, 7 figures, 8 figures, more success stories in this field than anyone else. Then I go through and I summarize this. This is what people are looking for, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Who, what, why, when, how. Okay, if you do nothing else but take this away from your presentation, in all of your funnels, you need to ask, who am I talking to? Tatiana, who are you talking to? You're talking to a 50-year-old lady that has got 500K net worth that wants to learn about alternative investing. Therefore, you want to position yourself as the alternative investing queen for 50-plus-year-old women or mature women or baby boomers. Baby boomers who are excited by the prospect of making passive income, generational wealth. I'm here to help you. How am I going to help you? By giving you the tools and resources you need to capitalize on this new technology, a wealth transformation called Bitcoin. You're not too late. If you have a net worth of over $150,000, Watch my video. This is the most important video you can watch all year. What are the different angles? Different angles would be, if you're a baby boomer with a net worth of over 6 figures or even 7 figures, and you're worried that your kids or your grandkids aren't going to make it in this over competitive world, and you want to leave them a golden goose. My name is Tatiana Gorman. I've spent the last 15 years, 25 years investing all over the world, and I found the #1 revolutionary investing technology where you can just buy and hold and not do anything else. And this has got the highest probability that this asset is going to 10 to 20x over the next 20 years. Why do I know this, Tatiana? Because I've had people that are baby boomers. They have high 6-figure, 7-figure net worth. And you know, one of the things that they said to me is that they don't trust their kids. They don't trust their kids are going to take care of themselves, or they're not going to trust their kids with their inheritance that they give away. Or they are just, one parent said to me, or the lady, she goes, if he had his way, he would take the shirt off my back. I didn't even understand what that meant. So I explained to her, what does that mean? And then she explained, and then I thought, wow. So she was very happy to buy one of my 120K packages or 150K packages, because she knew that if she invested in herself, in the business, then it's much better to give that to her son than for her to just give him money. So these are different angles that you can use. What, who, what, why? Why is this so important right now? You know, if you don't give people reasons why they need to take action, I'm sorry, but you're going to always miss out versus the person that's saying, here's why you need to do this. Okay. Now, for example, I sell high-end packages. Here's why I need you to take action, because next year, you know, my babies are going to be growing up. I want to have lots of kids. I'm not going to be in a place next year to give you one-on-one attention. So if you want my one-on-one attention, it's expensive, but this is your time right now. And after this quarter, after these next 3 months, most likely I won't do the one-on-one programs. You see how I've just added in the reason why. Okay. When deadlines, timelines and deadlines drive human behavior. Okay. How? Then the next step. You have to treat people like this. You have to explain to them like a 5th grader, like as if you're talking to your 10-year-old son. Like, here's what you need to do. Here's what I've got. Here's what it will do for you. Here's what to do next. Okay. So we go back, Tatiana, and then we go over here. And now it says we're building the entire high ticket offer system for Tatiana. Section 1, Tatiana's ideal customer is 45 to 70 years old, financially stable, college educated family, smart financial planning. They live in the US, UK, strong emotional drivers, where they hang out online, biggest aspiration, languages. These are the price points. Okay, section 2, the conversion offer, crypto confidence audit call. So if you see on my business, in my funnels, if you go to this website, you guys can check this out. You can feel free to funnel hack it, go through the whole thing. But on here, there's a link that goes to this, which is a audit. Okay. So if you see that, I'm going to click on this to show you guys, this is exactly what I do in my own business, right? So if you go over here, this is an example of what's called an audit. Can you see this? Now, what I'm doing is I'm auditing the person. Now, if I said to Tatiana, hey, Tatiana, do you want to buy a sales funnel? She's like, eh. And then I said, hey, come to my website or come to my funnel and I'm going to sell you a funnel. She's like, ah. If I said, hey, are you struggling with 1, 2, 3 problems? Struggling to launch your high ticket offer? Struggling to know how much to charge? Struggling to launch your business online? Okay, cool. Come and join my free funnels audit call. So if you're teaching people how fat people can lose weight, just do free fat audit. If you're teaching people Bitcoin assessment, here's a free Bitcoin assessment. Which asset is going to be right for you? If you're teaching people how to learn a different language, come up with an audit, a assessment, versus just trying to go in for the kill. Okay. Because this is where you're going to see your conversions increase. Now, for example, today, I am launching a brand new funnels assessment. So for the last few years, we've been using a funnels audit. Hey guys, booking a phone call. I'm going to show you how to get a free funnels audit. Now, this would give me anywhere from say 5 to 10 booked calls a day, but now I want to get 20 booked calls a day, right? And so now I'm going to keep this, but I'm also going to add an assessment. that's going to say funnels assessment, a free funnels assessment. Is this all making sense to you guys? Okay, like I said, you guys can access all these documents. Just send me a message on Instagram with the letters doc, D-O-C. That way I can just send you guys all of this, and I'm going to send it to Ty's team as well. You guys have my Instagram there anyway, so there you go. Okay, and then Tatiana's offer is going to be, there you go. So first offer is going to be 5K. You want to get 20 clients. And by the way, just because ChatGPT says this doesn't mean you have to follow it straight, but you can learn from it and then you can model your own thing afterwards. Okay, I wouldn't do like 5K immediately and then 50K. I would just launch 5K, 15K, 25K. So whoever comes in, if I was Tatiana, I'd say, hey, my name is Tatiana. I'm going to give you a free assessment on how I can help you invest in Bitcoin and the mistakes people make on crypto. And then, you know, you give them value, half an hour. And then at the end, you say, you know, I have 3 ways people like to work with me. Can I share a few minutes on how it works? And then you would give your 5K offer, the 15K, and then the 25K. The 25K, you want to reserve for like really high level people, one-on-ones. And then you want to have the 15K offer. And then you really want to make most of your money from these first 2 here. Okay. And then you have to ask yourself, okay, so now what's the marketing funnel? What's the system that people are going to come in and they're going to come in to buy? So if I go over here, for my paying clients, I go through this in much more detail. Obviously, I only have limited time for you guys, but this is essentially how this would work. Okay. So step 1 is we identify, just like the AI said, where do we get attention from? Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. Biggest mistake people make, they try to do everything at once. My recommendation is start with YouTube and Instagram, organic content, then do paid ads. Referrals and partnerships, you can do those things afterwards. You don't need to do it right now. So for example, because I've been in the industry for the last 15, 16 years, you know, it's a long time to be in one industry, but I love it. Now I can do partnerships, whether it's Ty or whoever, you know, I can get on other people's stage. They can come onto my stage. This is partnerships. Referrals are when someone's had a great experience. Tatiana has a great experience with me. She goes and tells 5 of her friends. That's referrals. Okay. These are good, but this is not what has built my multiple 8-figure business and brand. Okay. I was able to make $30 million cash collected before I turned 30 years old, spending $3 million on ads. It was primarily, it wasn't even organic content because I'm not even that good at organic content. This is what I'm trying to learn and master right now. It was paid ads. I spent money to make more money. Okay. So you have to identify which is one and stick with one. Don't try to do all 4. Then the question is, okay, our goal is to get attention and then get people's email address. Email list, lead magnets, free $1 webinars, masterclass. So if you go to my website on funnels.com, on here, this is free, but then once you try to, you know, go through my links, then it's going to ask you to book a phone call or to give me your email address. Okay. And I generated over 1.5 million email subscribers through this because I want to generate lots of emails so I can follow up with those prospects over and over again. By the way, this is how every single person makes money online. They have to have an audience, an email subscriber list, something that they can share in exchange. So I will give you this, you give me your email address. If you see on my Instagram, this is my Instagram. And on my Instagram, I give away like a free sales script, like this one, okay? Now, what happens is, if you wanted to learn sales and you struggle with confidence, you struggle on what to say, how to say it, guess what happens? You can go over here and then you can comment on this video, on this picture, and you just type in script. And then what happens is my automated messenger, the bot, gives you the script and adds you onto my email list. Do you understand what I just said? The goal is this, okay? The goal is to make money online, which is here, okay? The more money you want to make, okay, we have to get people on the front end, okay? We get attention, then we get them to give us their email address. And from the email address, we build value, we build connection, we educate them, and then they come in and then they buy our products and services. Does that make sense? And when they do that, we make money and we reinvest that money back into one of these paid ads. Okay, so This is my Instagram funnel. Okay, so you go over here, you comment, and by the way, there's like different videos, there's different pictures that you can click on, and then you can start on this as well, where this is called a highlight reel. And on this highlight reel, you can go through this and you can see, okay, what am I sharing? Then you can click on this and it basically takes you to all of my different funnels and my socials. And this is my YouTube channel. There you go. I'm just going to post the link if you guys want to follow me on YouTube. youtube.com/@Shakir. And I think that's the link. Okay, so why do I have YouTube? Because it's long form content.
See, this client.
By the way, the long form content, what does it do? It builds trust. Okay, so this is where I will come in. So after people usually give me their email address, they'll come in and they'll watch my YouTube video. Why? Because we want to convert them and show off our value. Does that make sense? Why is this key? This is key because remember this. The average person needs 7 to 21 touch points for them to build trust and buy from you. The average person also needs about 7 hours of content from you so that they can find you as someone that they can know, like, and trust, and again, buy from you. Especially if you're trying to sell high ticket. My general rule is this: 1 hour, $1,000. You want someone to give you 10 grand, you better have 10 hours of content that someone can go through. You want to charge $50,000, someone can spend 50 hours going through. Okay, I do something called a 3-day summit where for like 15, 20 hours, I pack 3 days of value and coaching and support for 3 days. Guess what happens after that? People that have no idea who I am, people that don't know me, they've sometimes even never heard of me, but they come and spend 15, 20 hours. What do you think they do? They spend 15K to 150 grand there and then. Does that make sense? So as long as you can embrace this and come up with the mindset of, hey, this is my next 1 to 3 year map, right? Like you want to make $1 million a year, you want to make $10 million, just give yourself, hey, I want to do this for the next 1 to 3 years and I'm going to go all at it. That being said, guys, I hope this has been valuable for you guys. If you guys want any of the documents that I discovered, that I shared with you guys today, just send me the word DOC on my Instagram and I will get that to you guys. All right, guys, I'll speak to you guys soon.